Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock. It's a Thursday, which means it's time for a new video. And for those of you that have been waiting patiently for the rhyme entry, next episode, the Ovation to Innovation, other way around, that will be here to next Thursday, won't it, Michael? We're back with those next Thursday. I wanted today to talk about the Svengali project because it's that time of the month where I've released a new trick, this time through Alakazam. Thank you very much for picking this up if you have. And for those of you that haven't, as you know now for the last year or so, anytime I bring a new trick out, I kind of do an exposure video telling you exactly how it works. The reason I do that is full and complete transparency. I want you guys to know exactly what you're getting. And I don't want it to be any surprises. I don't want you to pick something up and it's not what you expected it to be. And so I've been doing these exposure videos. I think we've done it on every single trick I've brought out recently, haven't we?
Pretty much,
yeah,
for a good while now.
Yeah, for a good while. And I'm doing it again now. It's kind of a bit weird doing an exposure video on the Svengali project because I think pretty much every single person is going to know what the Svengali deck is because it's the first trick. By the way, I'm here with Jack. Michael's behind the camera. Because it's the first trick that everybody picks up, you know, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to do the Svengali Deck Project. I know I've done the Visible Project with the 1914. I did the Cheek to Cheek Deck Project, Cheeky. I did the Mirage Deck Project earlier this year. I've done quite a few of them. And I've been wanting to do this one for a long time. This has been requested for a long time because I think out of every single gaff deck, the Svengali deck is treated a bit badly by magicians. I think it's the first trick that we buy when we get into Magic, and very quickly the community conditions us to believe that this trick is not very good and should only be done by hobbyists and amateurs, and it shouldn't really be performed in the real world. And honestly, I completely disagree with that. I completely and totally disagree with that, which is why if you watch the trailer to the Svengali Deck Project, you'll see that it's me on the trailer performing this stuff in a real gigging situation in a corporate event. And the reason I went and did it in a corporate event is because I wanted people to see that this is something that I actually do in gigs. I do. I went to, yesterday I was performing the Illusion show, but I did Close Up Magic beforehand. I was over in Coventry and I did several of the routines of the Svengali project. Here's the problem. The problem is with the Svengali deck, a lot of people think that that when they think of the Svengali deck, they think of the same routine that you see a lot of pitchmen do. But there's so much more you can do with it. And that's what we've tried to do on this project. We've tried to make it so that you realize the power of the Svengali deck. And the early reviews that have come in, people have been raving about it, so I appreciate it. And if you've been on the fence, I want to show you a couple of ideas. The Svengali deck project is like 4 hours long. So I'm not going to sit here and teach every single trick. I don't think Alakazam would be too happy with me about that. I want to give you an overview of my thinking with the Svengali deck. I've got lots of decks of cards here. You wouldn't normally have this many, but it's going to allow me to kind of show what I'm talking about. So this is the Svengali deck. Have you ever seen the Svengali deck before, Jack?
It was on some of Netflix.
Ah, have we? Okay, cool. So the Svengali deck, the first part of the tutorial, I go through what the Svengali deck is and how to use it properly. But if you don't know, the Svengali deck allows you to do stuff like this. So just say stop.
Stop.
There you go. Have a look at the card. Remember it. Don't forget it.
Yep.
Show everyone. Don't show me. We're going to leave it back in the middle. We'll lose it in there. We'll give the cards a shuffle. How many shuffles do you want me to give it? Two. So that would be one shuffle. And that there would be a second shuffle. And despite giving it 2 shuffles, you give me a number between, say, 1 and 20.
9.
9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What was the name of your card?
6 spades.
Boom. Of course, if I leave it down in the middle and I snap, it comes to the top. That's the Svengali deck, right? That's what people have been doing for ages. You know, there's and it's great, and it's the reason why a lot of people get into Magic. It really is, and you've got that beautiful moment, haven't you, when you show that all of the cards have turned into their card. So much you can do with the Svengali deck, right? But if you put aside the fact that it's a Svengali deck, there's so many more things that you can do. And the project's divided into 2 sections. And in the second section, I go through other uses of the Svengali deck that don't involve having the deck what am I talking about here? That don't involve, I kind of refer to that sort of thing that I just showed you as a pitch routine. You know, you see a lot of pitchmen doing that. And the second half of the project is a bunch of routines with a Svengali deck that don't have that feel to it. So there's 3-card Monty style routines, there's bank nights, there's impossible locations, there's a bunch of different stuff, and only one of the routines that I'm aware of has that moment where all of the cards become the same. And I'll show you in a second if you want me to. But the first half of the project is where you take a Svengali deck and you kind of gaff it up by doing something to it, and it creates a completely new deck, really. And it's about hiding the fact that it's a Svengali deck. So it's about not using the force card, right? And I'll give you a couple of examples of that. But here's that trick I told you about from part 2, which is an example of what you can do with the Svengali deck. Well, let me show you. This is a really cool trick. So I'm going to do this to you, Jack. Jack, I've got a pack of 52 cards, which you can see, they're all there. And more importantly, you can see that they're all different, okay? I'm going to have you pick a card. So just grab one out, any one you want to. Have a look at the card. Show the camera, don't show me.
Yep.
And then just pop it back anywhere into the pack that you want to. And we'll leave it in there and we'll lose the card in the pack. Is that fair?
Yep.
Cool. So I'm going to take these cards and I'm going to give them a very special shuffle. I'm going to take half the cards face up. I'm going to take half the cards face down. And I'm going to shuffle the cards face up into face down. There's a technical term for this. It's called a mess. Because when you shuffle the cards like this, I want you to see that is not some sort of special TV magic shuffle. They really are. You can square them up yourself if you want to. Now, what if I told you everything you just saw didn't actually happen? What about if I just told you that right now, these cards weren't shuffled face up into face down? What if I told you now that that was all an illusion? Would you believe me?
No.
You see, if I hypnotized you into thinking that all the cards are shuffled face up into face down, even though you push those cards together and you saw them mixed face up into face down, if I snap, I can take away that hypnosis. And now you can see that every single one of these cards are facing the right direction. Every single one of you. You didn't really shuffle those cards face up into face down because they're all facing the right way. You just thought that you saw them being shuffled face up into face down. But not only that, you picked a card. You pushed it in the pack. We shuffled the cards. What was the name of the card?
Tap the diamonds.
Yeah, which is the card right here on the face. Which is pretty impressive, other than the fact that you were hypnotized right from the very beginning. You see, I hypnotized you into believing that these cards were shuffled face up into face down, but I also hypnotized you into believing that you had a free choice. Was in actual fact, every single card here was the 10 of diamonds. Every single one of them.
Nice.
So it's an example of, you know, being able to still have that display where all the cards are the same. And that's, I think, probably the only routine in the project that actually does that. And this is a really strong trick. But, as I say, a big part of it is taking a Svengali deck and doing something with it. So it's almost a trick in its own right. And I'll give you an example of this. This is a trick that I love performing. Jack, I've got a couple of things here. First of all, I've got an envelope, and inside the envelope, I'll show you right now, there's a prediction. Right?
Yep.
We'll put that there. And I also have a deck of cards here. Now, before I start, I want you to see that all these cards are here and they're all different. I will take these cards and put them inside the case, and I promise you I won't touch them again from this point on. Okay? I also have another deck of cards here. There's a reason for that. That's a prediction. This really isn't a prediction. What I have here is I have a deck of playing cards, obviously, as you can see. And I'm going to have you pick one of these cards. I'm going to have you pick a card. I'm going to have you pick a card as well, Michael, if that's okay with you. I'm going to have you go first. So I'm going to go through the cards like this. And as I go through like this, you're going to just say stop anytime you want to.
Okay.
And when you say stop, I'm going to let you have a look at that card.
Yeah.
It's very important you remember it. So I'm just going to go through, just say stop.
Stop.
You sure you want to stop there, or should we carry on?
Stop there.
Are you positive?
Yeah.
I'm just going to push that card forward a bit. I went to have a look at it. Can you remember that card?
Yeah.
Sure. Push it in for me. Excellent. So the card is now lost somewhere in the middle of the deck. I don't know where it is. Very important that you remember that card, because later on when I dramatically say this is your card, if you go, I don't know, kind of loses its impact. I will tell you, by the way, the prediction inside this envelope this card, is going to predict both of the cards that you and Michael are going to pick. One card is going to predict 2 cards. So now, Jack, you're going to pick a card as well, but this time I didn't see Michael's. I'm going to see yours. I'm going to look at it, you're going to look at it, they're all going to look at it as well. But it's really important that you feel like you have a free choice. So I'm going to go through the cards. You're going to say stop. I'll show you the card you stopped on. If you're happy with that card, great. If not, we'll carry on and we'll do it again. And we'll do it again and we'll keep going until you're happy. Okay? So just say stop.
Stop.
Okay, so we've got an ace of clubs. We can carry on. I don't mind.
Yeah, carry on.
Carry on.
Stop.
We've got a 10 of clubs.
Just stick with that.
You want the
The 10 of clubs.
you can change your mind if you want to.
I'll stick with it.
Okay, so you've got a 10 of clubs, and that was a free choice on your part.
Yep.
And as well as the 10 of clubs, you had a card as well. You remember it still? Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. And this envelope has been here from the very beginning, and I said that this envelope would actually predict 2 playing cards. Let me explain why. Michael, what was the name of your card?
It's the 4 of clubs.
It was the 4 of clubs, because you see, this card here is actually a 4 of clubs. Isn't that good?
That's good.
It's good, right? But I know what you're thinking, Jack. You're thinking,
What's
well,
the 24?
well, yeah, why have you wrote 24 on it? And not only why have you wrote 24 on it, but it doesn't predict your card. Your card, the 10 of clubs, it doesn't predict that. But I showed you this deck of cards in the beginning, a different deck. This is a Providence deck.
Yeah.
And I said I wasn't going to touch it. Open up the cards yourself. And this has been here in this envelope from the very beginning. Deal the cards off the top of the deck onto the table, turning them over one at a time. Deal to 23. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Stop. That's the 24th card. You ended up on the 10 of clubs. The first time was the ace of clubs. You then went and carried on and went on to the 10 of clubs. That's the 24th card. Turn it over.
Hey.
Now that's an amazing miracle. I love performing this. Let me show you how this works quickly. So you can see my thinking behind using a Svengali deck. So with this, you're using 2 decks of cards. This deck is set up in a known order. I use mnemonica, because obviously I'm a mem deck user, so I use mnemonica. The cool thing is you don't even need to know what the order of the cards are. You don't need to know the order, ever. You don't need to memorize the cards. It makes no difference. Because what you're going to do, right, is... Oh, and by the way, the trick automatically resets itself. If I take that card and put it back in the envelope, it's reset. The reason is, this is actually a double backer. So we have a double backer that's inside an envelope, okay? Double backer inside an envelope, and this is a Svengali deck, but we're hiding the fact, we're not making it about the force card. Even though we're using the force card, we're not making it about the force card. It's about something else. The focus is on this deck of cards, because this is a Svengali deck, so every other card is a 4 of clubs in this case. But all I've done is I've written in black Sharpie the stack position of the card above it. So if you know mnemonica, King of Hearts is in position number 35. The 3 of diamonds is in position number 12. The 10 of spades is in position number 34. And so on and so forth. So 21 is the 3 of spades. So because of this, we have a kind of an interesting situation here. Because we can put these cards here, and we can put these cards here, and we can show this deck at the beginning. If you want to do a full shuffle, you can. I talk about that in great detail on the project, but if you want to give the cards a shuffle and you want to shuffle them, you can. I tend not to bother a lot of the time, to be perfectly honest. This is in your known order. Pop that back in there. Your double back is in here, so this is given to the spectator to hold on to from the beginning. And you get the first spectator to pick a card. Now they're going to pick the 4 of clubs, because that's what the Svengali does really, really well. So by me dribbling down through these cards and you saying stop, you're going to get, boom, the 4 of clubs, wherever they stop. Now I can't just show you this 4 of clubs, because you're going to see a number written on it, right? So what we do is they say stop, and then you push the card forward like this, and you say, have a look at that, remember it, don't forget it. And they're seeing their card, but you're hiding the fact that there's anything written on it. So they can literally say stop anytime they want to, and they're going to get the 4 of clubs. Now, because of how the Svengali deck works, wherever they say stop, this is going to be an indifferent card. So I can say to the second person, look, just say stop anytime you want to. There, are you sure you want there? Yeah. Say stop anytime you want to. Say stop anytime you want to. Let's say they say stop here. When they say stop, you just cut the cards just like that. So their card is on the bottom. Now all I do is I gesture over here and I get a break underneath that top card. The cool thing is because how this deck works, that card is going to be the card you picked, and the number on the card is going to be the position in there that your card resides in. So I just need to get a break underneath this card. I open up the envelope, I take the card out and slide it onto the deck. I do a double turnover and I show this. I'm done. 4 of clubs, that's your card. 15. You then open up the deck. You deal that. You don't have to now, but they know. The 6 of spades in the 15th position. They deal down. And that's where the 6 of spades is. And to reset the trick, you just put those cards away, or if you want to do a mnemonic trick, keep them out. Do a double turnover. Put that card back inside the envelope. And I'm reset, ready to go again. Very cool. Very, very cool trick, right? Very, very cool trick. And a perfect example of kind of my thinking behind the Svengali deck. But what happens if you don't want to carry around 2 packs of cards? Well, I've got you covered. I actually have you covered with this. That's not a problem at all. Because let me show you how you can do this if you don't want to carry around 2 packs of cards. So this is a variation. So let's do this. So Jack, I've got a deck of cards here.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you right now, there is a prediction inside here. Weirdly, this card is going to predict 2 playing cards. Michael's going to pick a card, you're going to pick a card, and it's going to predict both of those cards.
Nice.
Kind of weird. So I'll put that down there in front of you. And I've got these cards here. Michael, we'll start with you. I'm going to go down through the cards like this, and you're going to say stop. And wherever you say stop, I'll show you the card, okay?
Okay.
So just say stop.
Stop.
Right there, are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So I'm going to push that forward. Can you remember that card for me?
Yeah.
Have you got it?
Yeah.
Great stuff. And we'll leave that down in the middle of the deck. Lost completely. No idea. Now you're going to pick a card as well, Jack, but this time I'm going to let you see the cards. And we can keep going until you're happy, okay? Yep. So just say stop.
Stop.
This is the King of Spades. I stopped on that a few seconds ago. Do you want the King of Spades or do you want a different one?
A different one.
Okay, I'll keep going. Say stop.
Stop.
Do you want the 2 of hearts?
Yeah, I love it.
You sure?
Yep.
Positive?
Yep.
Final answer.
Yep.
Okay, now that envelope has been here the whole time, and there's 1 playing card here. And if I told you that this 1 card predict both of your cards, would that be good?
That would be pretty
Well,
good.
what was your card?
2 of hearts.
And Michael, what was your card?
3 diamonds.
And here I have the 3 of diamonds with the 2 of hearts written on it.
Hey.
How amazing is that? It's the same sort of thing, but now I don't have to have a second deck. Now there's variations of ways that you can do this. For example, you can ditch the double backer if you don't want to. So we can get rid of the double backer. We can just put an extra 3 on top of the deck. So pretend this is a 3 of diamonds. It's a normal 3. I can show this 3 of diamonds, pretend to write something on it, and just put that into my pocket. Now, all I have to do now, it's not about the force card at all. I've just turned this top card over. I've pretended to have written something on now. I'll put it in my pocket. You would then say stop. You'd eventually settle on 1 card, say the Queen of Diamonds. And all I'd have to do is palm that top card off, reach into my pocket, and I say, do you remember I wrote something on the 3 of diamonds? I wrote Queen of Clubs. It's a very direct way of performing an absolute miracle. And that is not about the... that's not about the force card at all. The force card, the 3 of diamonds, is what you're just writing the prediction on, if that kind of makes sense. I'll show you one more, and I kind of went through this just to give you another example of how you can have a deck set up and it's got nothing to do with the force card. I'll give you one more example. And we'll use this deck of cards here. So let me see if we can do this. Jack, I've got a pack of cards, right?
Yep.
Now, I'm going to show you the difference between making a prediction and reading somebody's mind, because there is a difference. We'll use the Queen of what was that one? Queen of Hearts. What I'll do is I'm going to make a prediction on the back of the Queen of Hearts, something that I think will happen in the not too distant future. Can you recap that for me? Would that be okay? Thank you. And I'm going to pop that card in my pocket. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to do this 3 times, twice with Michael, once with Jack. And then the final time, the 4th time, I can do it with you again.
Okay.
And that will be the prediction. the prediction will match the fourth time we do this. You'll see in a minute. So, I'm going to start off by doing some mind reading. Michael, I'm going to look away. I'm going to riffle up the deck like this, okay? And as I do, I want you to just say stop anytime you want.
Stop.
There. Can you see that card?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
Concentrate on the card. Just say it over and over again in your head, not out loud. If you say it out loud, that's not mind reading, that's listening. In your head over and over again, like 9 of diamonds, 9 of diamonds, 9 of diamonds. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Let's do it. This is the second time. Jack, same with you. I'll look away. Just say stop. Stop. You see that one?
Yep.
Sure? Yeah?
Yep.
Concentrate on the card. Okay, hold your hand up. Take your pulse. Jack, you're dead. Oh, you're alive. Praise the Lord. I was worried for a minute there. I was about to say, somebody call the ambulance. You're dead again. No, you're back. Okay, you're back. Concentrate on the card. Send it to me. Think about it. Think about your heart beating. We're going for Morse code, but weirder. I've got it. 7 of clubs.
That's the one.
Boom. Let's do it with you, Michael. 2 more times. I'm going to do the same thing. Say stop.
Stop.
That's the... Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. This time, just look at me. King of Hearts.
Yeah.
Now, last time, we'll do it with you, but this time I'm going to look as well. You can have any card you want to. If you want to change your mind, you can. So just say stop.
Stop.
What have we got? We've got the 7 of clubs. Do you want that one? Bearing in mind, I have predicted your choice. So even if you choose to go to a different card, I will have predicted that. Do you want the 7 of clubs or do you want to change?
Let's change.
Just say stop.
Stop.
9 of hearts.
Yep.
Do you want 9 of hearts or would you like to change?
Go on the 9 of hearts.
You want the 9 of hearts. He wants the 9 of hearts. Do you remember right from the very beginning, I wrote on the back of a Queen of Hearts?
Yeah.
And you picked any card. You picked the 9 of hearts. And I actually wrote on there, you will pick the 9 of hearts.
Hey.
Boom. So that's an example. And this, by the way, is one of my favourite tricks, giving you an idea of how this works here. This is one of my favourite tricks to do in Banquet situation. That's the reset, by the way. And the reason I love doing this in Banquet is because you want to engage as many people as possible on a big table. This allows you to do that because you can very quick fire read like 7 or 8 people's minds. And then at the same time, you can, at the same time, you've then got that killer prediction. So you've basically written on the back of every single one of the cards, you will pick, and there's an arrow pointing down with the name of the card, and they marry up with the card above it, as you can see. So literally, all I have to do is I have an extra Queen of Hearts on top of the deck. You want that one there? There we go. We have an extra Queen of Hearts on top of the deck. So you flip that card over and you say you're going to write a prediction. Now you don't actually write anything, you pretend to write stuff. And that goes into your pocket. And I go through on the project various different ways of doing this where you don't have to use a palm if you don't want to. I'll go through like 5 or 6 different methods. But this is how I do it when I'm actually doing Banquet. So there you go. So you're going to have different people to pick a card. So you look away and you say stop. Michael, say stop.
Stop.
And then you bring this up here like this and you turn back and you go, can you remember that card? Now, I've already know your card is the 6 of hearts because look at what I'm looking at. I don't care if you're bad at reading marks on the back of playing cards. If you can't see that, you're legally blind. Like, you may as well take up knitting instead of magic because that's just so obvious. But nobody sees anything because it's like this. Michael, say stop.
Stop.
There you go. That one there. Can you remember that card?
Yeah.
And I just quickly look around for a second and now I see everything and I can look at them immediately and tell them 9 of diamonds. I can do that as one of the things about going up to a big group of people is engaging everyone. I can go up to you. Let's try it with you. Just say stop, stop, boom. Have a look at that card. I know it's the King of Clubs. Different outcome every single time on every single table. I can do it as many times as I want to. The final time, I let them keep trying to change their mind. When I cut the deck, I've got the prediction there that matches whatever card they've picked. So all I have to do as I come down is palm the card. Like I said, if you don't palm, there's lots of different options on the project. And I go through lots of different ways of doing it without palming. But the way that I tend to do it is I palm it off and I show them the prediction from the beginning and it's got the 9 of clubs on it. It's that simple. It's super easy. And there's like 10 routines like that, 10 or 11 routines like that. I can't remember exactly. Lots. And it's an example of using the deck in a way that you're not using it the way a Svengali deck is designed to be used. And, you know, I've got lots of different ways of doing that. So the Svengali project is divided into 2 sections, like I say. To summarize, the first section is routines like that. I'm going to teach you how to make multiple gaffed decks that literally could be sold as a standalone trick. I've had people turn around to me and say, why haven't you released this as a standalone trick? This would be a standalone trick. The Harry Potter routine. If you're somebody who's bought a Svengali project, look up the Harry Potter trick. It's one of my favourite routines ever to perform. So you've got all of that. But then on top of that, you've also got the second section where I'm going to show you so many different ways of doing a standard Svengali deck. So many, there's any card at any numbers, there's predictions, there's transpositions, there's so much really fun stuff where the spectator finds their own card. Eric Stevens, I'll finish with this. Eric Stevens has a super awesome, oh, this is that triangle. Eric Stevens has a super awesome trick on there. And I was lucky enough to get Eric on there. If you don't know Eric, Eric is just amazing. As you will know if you picked up Sticks, which is sold out. So I think everybody on the planet has picked up Sticks at this point. But if we just do this, this is really, really good. Let me show you this. And this is one of Eric's routines. So look, here's what we're going to do. I've got a pack of cards here, as you can see.
Yep.
And you're going to grab one for me, Jack, if you can do. Show everyone, don't show me.
Yep.
You got it? And just say stop.
Stop.
There you go, put it back there somewhere. Okay, fantastic. And then what I'll do is I'm going to take the deck and I'm going to take half the cards face up, half the cards face down. I'm going to shuffle them face up into face down like this. So you can see there's face up cards being shuffled into face up down cards. Some face up, some face down, right?
Yep.
What I want you to do is put your finger out like this and keep going back and forth. And anytime you want to, put your finger down on a face down card. That one there, are you sure?
Yep.
Positive?
Yep.
We won't use the rest of the cards. We'll just use that. Now you picked a card earlier. What was the name of the card?
Six of spades.
Turn it over.
Hey.
Very simple, very direct, but I tell you what, you do that to a married couple, you do that to a man and a wife, and you do it as a compatibility test, it kills. Like the groom picks the card and then the bride finds it in an impossible way. It's absolutely brilliant. And that's just one thing on there, and that's not even mine, that's Eric's. So I'm very proud of the Svengali Deck Project. This is, as I say, I could sit here for 4 hours and go through the various different routines on there, but I'm not going to do that. All I want you guys to know is out of every project I've ever done, this is the one that I'm most proud of, and I super can't wait to hear the feedback from everybody that picks it up. If you've already picked it up, I thank you. If you're yet to pick it up, I hope this exposed video has helped. The one thing you need to know is this is not a project about how to use the Svengali deck to do a pitch routine. Even though I've gone through a pitch routine on there, it's about how to use a Svengali deck so that people wouldn't even realize, suspect, or detect that a Svengali deck is in play. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be back again tomorrow. We've got a good video up tomorrow. We've got a good one up tomorrow. Yeah, Friday.
Yeah.
We've got a good one. It's got a good one up tomorrow. That's good.
It is a good one.
It's a good one tomorrow, is it? Correct. So we've got a good video up tomorrow, apparently. But good to know.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Just a video of Matt dancing.
It's just a video of Matt dancing. We'll be back again very, very soon. And if you haven't already done so, pick up the Svengali Deck Project. And then if you've got a little bit of cash left over, go ahead and join the Netrix. You know where you want to. It's where all the cool kids hang out. I'll see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Craig, and this is Magic TV.